undeveloped zoning inventory was originally done on paper maps by hand and only included large residential properties. And then around 2000, when everything converted to GIS and we had better tools, we started using narrower parameters and more specific criteria to define what we wanted to see in the undeveloped inventory. So for 2004, we began with the 80,000 parcels that were in the city. Actually, there's about 60,000 then, 80,000 now. We began with that whole group of parcels, and using GIS, we selected out only the parcels that were in the sewer service area. And then we removed anything that had building assessments over 20,000 per acre. So this weeded out properties that had large buildings on them, or we were looking for properties that maybe had a small structure that possibly a developer would demolish to redevelop the site, or anything that had zero, obviously, building assessments. We removed conservation land, and then we removed all approved site plans and subdivisions. Removed federal, state, city, school land, borough pits, conservation land, mitigation banks, water bodies, highways, railroads, and cemeteries. And then with that pool of properties that we had left, we used only properties that were 10 acres or more, sorry. So we had all of the large parcels in the northern part of the city. And this is what the 2004 undeveloped property inventory looked like. And it's broken down by zoning class. In 2004, we had approximately 3,300 acres of undeveloped residentially zoned land. And 42% of those were impacted by vegetated hydric soils. So the potential yield was between 4,700 and 9,500 units. And this report is on our website. Under Plans and Studies on the Planning Department page, if you scroll down, under Studies, it's the Undeveloped Zoning Inventory. So for 2006, we basically went through the same steps, but we modified the criteria a little bit. We used the utility franchise area, which had been changed between 2004 and 2006. We removed, we changed the building assessment to 50,000 per acre to capture some of those buildings that may be demolished between the 20,000 and 50,000 per acre portion. Removed the conservation, same thing, the approved subdivision site plans. Same thing as before with the federal land, conservation land. We also included the VEBCO right-of-ways, the HRSD properties, and golf courses. And then with the minimum acreage thresholds, we went through by classification and came up with minimum acres. Instead of using across-the-board 10-acre minimum, we looked at different existing zonings and came up with this criteria. So single-family, minimum 5-acre lots, and went down through the list so that some of the properties that a developer would potentially assemble that were next to each other could be considered. That's basically it. So for 2012, for the update, I have the updated zoning layer, the 80,000 properties that are currently in our GIS layer for real estate, and I can run through using the 2006 criteria, or if you'd like modifications to that, and then I can calculate the potential yields. Any questions, comments?
Very good.
You can always email her.
So I guess I'll work on that, and I think we said between 2 and 4 weeks.
Yeah.
So,
So we can come back to you probably in May and show you the results of the undeveloped inventory, so you can have a first look at it before we shoot it out to TVA and other interested parties.